Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News, the Minister of Education, Hekia Parata, takes in the dress rehearsal of the Rotorua Boys High School production of Jesus Christ Superstar. The government's Biodiversity Fund helps rid Mount Tarawera of wilding pines, and Rotorua schools do exceptionally well at the recent AIMS Games. Minister of Education Hekia Parata was in town on Friday to take in the dress rehearsal of the Rotorua Boys High School production of Jesus Christ Superstar. The Minister was in town to talk with teachers at Boys and Girls High, and she says it's wonderful to see the diverse learning experiences our high schools are offering their students.
Look, as Minister of Education, I have the opportunity to, get across a wide range of educational experiences, I suppose. And being here today in Rotorua and having the opportunity to see just a little vignette of the Jesus Christ Superstar show that Rotorua Boys and Girls are going to be putting on, outstanding, very impressive, very professional, really enjoyable. And I think that the young people on the stage, it really was just a cornucopia of talent, really.
Absolutely.
And performances of Jesus Christ Superstar resume on Wednesday night and run through until Sunday, and it's a great show. Work to rid Mount Tarawera of wilding pines is set to continue this spring with a new grant from the government's Biodiversity Fund. $180,000 will be spent over the next 3 years to control wilding conifers and other ecological weeds on the mountain, which is protected as a private reserve. Now in its fourth year, the Mount Tarawera project is undertaken in partnership with the Department of Conservation and aims to restore the vitality of life and the Maori, Wairua, Mana and Oranga of the sacred tribal Maunga. The vision is a healthy Maunga, a healthy people. This project is one of 66 nationwide to receive support from the DOC-administered biodiversity funds, which are used to protect and enhance indigenous biodiversity on private land. The government is investing just over $2 million in these projects over 3 years, which is matched by $2 million being contributed by landowners and other organisations. The Creative Communities Rotorua funding round is now open. RDC Fund Manager Bob Austin says the Creative Communities Fund is a Creative New Zealand initiative and open to all community groups.
We have sort of some restrictions as far as Creative New Zealand has said these are things you can't fund food and stuff like that, but really we try to be as broad as we can. It could be a cultural day for a community, a Pacific Island community, who are hoping to teach their young people about their previous history, their culture and the taonga. It could be to do with a festival like the Te Puale Festival. It could be someone who is doing some artistic work as far as painting or sculpture, anything like that. So really we say to people, what's your dream? And we'll see if we can help you there.
The Creative Communities Fund is open for applications until Friday the 28th of September. In sport tonight, the 9th NZCT AIMS Games are being hailed as the biggest and best yet. Tournament Director Vicky Semple says she's feeling absolutely thrilled with the week of sporting events. She says 166 schools from New Zealand and Australia took part in 16 sports last week in Tauranga and the Mount. 5 Rotorua schools took part in the games, with Rotorua Intermediate winning the A-grade netball and Kaitoa Middle School taking out the girls' basketball final, beating fellow Rotorua school Te Kura o Te Kotu. Makoia Intermediate did well in the gym sport with 1 gold, 3 silver and 1 bronze. And John Paul College collected an impressive bronze medal win in the boys' football competition. The overall winning school at the AIMS Games was Tauranga Intermediate with 59 medals. On Wednesday, Te Arawa Park hosts the 80th Rotorua and Bay of Plenty Hunt Cup. Track marketing manager Don Patterson says the jumps add the wow factor to the day's racing.
It's the big day for the jumpers. It's the only day that happens in Rotorua where you actually get to see jumps racing, and it's their 80th anniversary, so it's going to be great.
The 80th anniversary?
Right. It's a goodie.
Wow, so what can people experience here on the day? Tell us about all the feel-good stuff.
Well, there's some exciting competition between the jockeys. They have a Jockeys Challenge, and there's a local lad. He's doing extremely well. He's won the Pakuranga Hunt Cup up in Auckland. He's also just won the Grand National Steeplechase, and that's a chap by the name of Sean Phelan. Now, he'll be riding here in the Jockeys Challenge on Wednesday, so he's got to be the favourite to take that out.
And to the weather now, Rotorua, brought to you by Trevor Robson Signs and Graphics Limited. Tonight, occasional showers, fresh westerlies, an overnight low of 6. Tomorrow, increasing fine periods, southwesterlies easing, a high of 16 and a low of 0. And the outlook for Wednesday, fine again with light winds, a high of 15 and a low of 2. To the marine forecast for Lake Rotorua, southwesterlies 15 knots tending southeasterlies 10 knot in the afternoon, then easing to variable 5 knots in the evening. Waves less than half a metre and continuing fine weather. That's good news. And don't forget, for program listings and other info, check out our website. That's tvrotorua.co.nz. And coming up after the break, Alan Solomon is at Peterson Portable Sawmills. Carly Jackson talks to a couple of business people about how the empty shops in the CBD are affecting their business. And Teresa Partridge has news on the Trustpower Spirit of Rotorua Awards.